I don't think we've ever been in this space where you could just look at a Diddy and I'm watching people like, hold on. And I'm like, damn, this is Diddy. But with these allegations,
yeah,
I always thought it was innocent until proven guilty. And clearly that's not the case now, because if someone comes out and says something about you and they can present what we could assume to be damning evidence, we just kind of go with the notion and the whole concept that, yeah, it must be true. You know, my man settled out. That's the quickest settlement. Well, they had to, in a sense, because she didn't just sue him. She sued these companies who had these insurances for rainy days as such. So was it out of his control that this claim, the suit, got handled right away? It might not even been in his control. He could have like, yo, hold up, no, hold up. They're like, sir, Mr. Combs, listen, with all due respect, here's what we have come up with. Here's the criteria that says that if we do this and get ahead of this speeding train, we won't have a derailment, okay? Oh, all right. They reach a settlement in Cassie and Diddy's lawsuit. And we like, oh, snap. He must have did it. Or not just must have did it. There must be truth to what she's saying in some of the things that she's alleged he's done to her. You know, you start feeling that way. Like, you know, it's so interesting because there's certain tactics and protocols that are in place when you start talking PR and PR crisis. You know, right now, you know, you get a mixed signal. Man, Osei slapped me. Breaking news. Osei, the dark secret, allegedly slapped the shit out of Young Jock. Osei don't say nothing. Bro, you ain't gonna say nothing? I ain't giving it no life. Somebody like, yeah, he guilty. He ain't even saying that. Somebody else saying, I don't believe he did it because he ain't even saying that. He ain't even giving it no life. Mm. But then you come out and say something. He guilty. He talking about it. Or somebody else say, nah, I don't think he did it because he defended himself. So if you really think about just the way I just gave you the different scenarios on either end, we don't really have what is the protocol. How do you handle certain things? Because you're supposed to be innocent until you're proven guilty. And with the way social media works, the news, everything is so sensationalized and it's so much extra propaganda that's naturally there because the viral payload of it all, how big it is, how fast it happens, and everybody's talking about it at the same time because it's happening right now and everybody's aware of it right now. You don't really know how you're supposed to handle certain things.
You know, speaking of handling things, I've seen you handle some seemingly uncomfortable things, even with your wife, right? Mm-hmm. I guess the conversation was about perhaps your daughter's dating someone like you, right? And you were really tactful in terms of how you spoke on it, right? How did that make you feel in that moment?
Well, naturally, you know, they say all a man really has is his word, you know, and your name. So in this day and age, when you ask of when you talk about power or your reputation, that's this thing called a credit score, right? So let's not get into the concept of the credit score, your FICA. We're going to talk about your face card, the credit score of your face card. Now, I understood what my wife was saying to me. She was just saying, you know, you've done some things in your life that even you wish that you could go back and undo. Or maybe if you could go back, you wouldn't have done it. You know, maybe the way I treated some women, you know. I don't think I was a bad guy, but being immature, being not easily influenced, but easily influenced by lifestyle, by the culture. We watch movies. Let's be for real. Men are taught quantity. Women are taught quality. That's why a woman will go and say, oh, I don't mind spending $30,000 for a bag. She might not even have $30,000 to put in the bag, but she's been taught that bag is quality. You know, if you give you $1 million and give your lady $1 million, y'all gonna buy things differently. Okay? She may get her one car. Okay? It's gonna be the one she wants. You're gonna go get an SUV, you might get a pickup, you might get a motorcycle, you might get a two-door, you might get a sedan. And then when you get these things, you might even want to go in and embellish them. You might want to change the paint, you might want to put a wrap on it, you might want to change the headlights out, you might want to put sound on it, in it, rims and tires on it. And so what happens is, men, here we go. You ready? You give her a Barbie doll, she gets a Barbie doll, right? What does she get with her Barbie doll? A Barbie house, a Barbie car, maybe even a Barbie boyfriend, kid. You don't get that. You get 2 or 3 action figures. You get a bag of the little toy soldiers to play with. You get some skates, a skateboard, a bike. You get a video game. You get a slingshot or a Red Ryder BB gun. You kind of get what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
A woman goes and buy a bra. A bra. You don't go buy a wife beater. A t-shirt, you buy a pack of wife beaters, a pack of underwear. She may buy a pair, one panty. This is the one I want. You may not do that unless you got to go high end and get some designer where it comes with one. Versace, where you're gonna pay $85, $75 for one underwear. So to get back to where I'm going is, I think that sometimes in my time of past transgressions, you know, I may have been looked at, or my actions may have said that I was somewhat of a womanizer. Okay, and I understand. So when she told me, I don't want your sons to be like you, I really would have appreciated had she put it more in the context of that. Because that actually was a conversation that you have privately. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like if we was, let's say you talking to your wife, and your wife was a hoe once upon a time, but she changed, and you respect her for that, and you love her, but she was a hoe once upon a time, and she got kids, and you come out in front of the world and say, well, I pray your daughters don't be a hoe like you was at their age when you was the age when you was hoeing. That's not a conversation you say in front of the world. That's not, that's a conversation you have, well, baby, I really appreciate you finding yourself, finding your purpose, being purpose-driven, changing your life, and being a better person. You say that to them. You don't say, well, I hope your daughters don't be a hoe like you was. I pray they don't be like you. And you say that in front of the world, because then it sounds like there's some resentment there. It sounds like you resent the fact that you married to a once upon a time hoe.